Like, it wasn't, it was, a lot of us grew up not in a standard home. Like, a standard home life, if it's mama or grandma, that's a standard home life for my era.
It's part and parcel of so many young, especially black males, dying so early. They don't care, many of them. They have stopped caring.
Right now, my man Faz Capone died when he was 17. He's somebody we talk about in our music. We have mules of him. We have everything. Faz Capone became a successful drug dealer at 16. You know, where he was already driving cars. And, you know, in the ghetto, this ain't like the suburbs where you get your license at 16 and shit. Like, he lived a life where, you know, we all admired. He was from Brownsville. He was from Marcus Garvey Village. But according to the way he did it and how he did it and where he's from, it was still a success story in everybody's eyes, man. No matter how ignorant it may seem or regardless of how it's still the American dream. He was rising above what the fuck we all succumbed to live with, man. But he got killed in his drug shit. He got shot 15 times. They shot him 5 times in the face.
In the mid-'80s, the prison population began to swell. Rikers Island seethed with racial tension, and gangs like the Latin Kings, the Nietas, and the Bloods organized along racial lines.
Got my first bid in age 7. It was rough. It was very rough. Again, if you wanted to get on the phone, you had to fight. You couldn't touch the phone if you wasn't producing what they call producing, unless you was bringing drugs in, you had money, or you was blasting, you was banging. I never saw as much racism as I saw until I went to prison. And I saw how racial Spanish people were, and I saw how racial some black people were, even white people. There was always blacks with Puerto Ricans with blacks, but there was a lot of black and Hispanic wars. There was a lot of Muslim and Hispanic wars, you know, 5%ers and Hispanics. There was a lot of the Moors. And then you had always the Bronx and Brooklyn War, which that's been forever, whether you was in clubs in New York or in jail. I went up north in 91. It's when I really first saw the growth and stuff of Latin Kings in New York City jails. I saw nothing but strength. The Spanish population was dominating the prisons in almost every prison. And more than anything, the Spanish means of survival and the way of that motherfucking razor and stabbing was a whole nother culture on its own that a lot of people... Rikers back then, right from when you went in the gate, people was looking to see what you had on. At that time, they took everything from sneakers to jewelry to your jacket to everything you had on, all your possessions. If you didn't hold your own, you was done off.
Drug dealers driving wild, looking hot, knowing they sending their brothers and sisters to the graveyard. Every day is a
The mass incarceration policies of the 80s and 90s had the unintended consequence of hardening unorganized criminals into prison gangs that spilled out into the street and roam New York to this day. December 22nd, 1984,